guide will tell you the whole story of online customer service. Well, maybe not the whole story, but enough to give you a rough idea about what you can do to provide your customers with great service. We'll cover the subject from our perspective at live chat and reveal some of our highly guarded secrets in the process. You'll know everything about nailing your customer service in the future. And we also got some trends to watch out for right at the end. Let's do this. So, what is online customer service? Basically, it's the process of answering queries from your customers online. And there are various ways a customer can reach out to you, like through email, phone, live chat, social media, texts, video calls, and many more. Think of online customer service as the connection you form with a consumer. The connection is built up by what you say and do through branding, marketing, sales, and support. Think about it this way. No matter how good your product or service is, you will need to stand out. And you can do that with superb customer service. Usually, this is the point where you build trust and relationships with customers. Here's the thing. Customer service can work both logically and emotionally. And reaching the brain's emotional center means reaching the source of each decision the customers make. Of course, they interpret isolated parts of customer service logically. We've got prices, advertising, individual features, customer support, and more. But when you combine all the elements, it makes your customers or potential customers feel a certain way. And that's where the connection between the brand, so you, and your customer is built. This leads your customers to choose you over a competitor who, let's say, has a lower price but can't compete with your level of online customer service. So why is online customer service more important than ever? Well, right. I guess we have to say it. Most of the world went remote, and well, everything. And therefore, we all had to get used to a different lifestyle than before. And with that, online customer service also changed and became more important than ever. With all that happened in 2020, many businesses switched to working remotely. Of course, in the beginning, companies weren't ready to switch to remote. So keeping everything intact wasn't easy, and running an entire support team remotely must have been chaotic, especially with the brutal fact that this was exactly when customers needed smooth customer service the most. So yes, companies needed to adapt to working remotely very, very fast. Customer expectations were high, and they are high, with 93% of customer service teams saying that customer expectations are higher than ever before, while 50% of consumers said that the pandemic caused them to rethink their purpose and priorities when it comes to brands. This put customer support teams under a lot more pressure, with 53% of support teams seeing an increase in support queries since the start of the pandemic. And most likely it will not change in the post-COVID world, because well, let's face it, the expectations were already set. Okay, we talked a lot about online customer service, why it's important, and how it's changed. So what should you do in customer service? You'll have to create a strategy. Your customer service strategy is a thorough plan, including the channels and the way you talk with your clients. And a part of it should be a clear idea of how you're going to speak to your customers, handle the response rates, common questions, and issues. Having a clearly constructed strategy makes it easier for both your employees and clients. People inside your company will get a guide on how to approach your customers, and your clients will get astonishing service each and every time. But in order to prepare such a strategy, there are a few things you need to do first. And the first thing I'm going to mention here might sound easy. However, it isn't. You have to know who your customers are. Which channels are they using? Do they like email or do they prefer using live chat? You need to figure out which customer service channels your customers prefer. And you can do that in various ways, like adding a question at the end of your convo with a customer or sending your surveys by email. If you're already using multiple channels to provide online customer service, then revise them. Take a look at those analytics to see which is the most popular. You don't need to be everywhere, but you need to be everywhere your customers are. Having an FAQ page. You don't want to be answering the same questions over and over, especially in detail, unless you're using live chat, then it's a lot easier. But Either way, you should most likely provide an FAQ page for your customers with the most common questions, like product info, delivery and returns, warranties, opening hours, payment options, subscription renewals, and so on. I advise asking your customer service team what the most commonly asked questions are. That way you'll save them a lot of time and you'll know what to put on your FAQ page. Provide various channels of communication. So I know this might seem over-exaggerated, but it does happen, and it is quite common. Companies spend all their time on the newest features, but when it comes to putting together a Contact Us page, it gets done once, and it's never updated. Having a few options for your customers to contact you is essential right now. Most people will try to message you through social media, email, or sometimes even call you, so an ancient contact form will not suffice in modern-day customer service. There's also the option of having a chat icon appear in the corner of the screen, and I might be biased, but this seems like the easiest way to talk to your customers. Speed matters. We're in the 21st century. When talking to a company, you shouldn't feel like you're waiting for that package of foreign candy from your foreign friend from the other side of the world anymore. Anyways, nearly everything is available nearly everywhere. And even though your side of the world might be sleeping, the other side of the world isn't. And if your customers are currently looking at a certain product on the other side of the world, clicking on that chat icon and asking a question about sizes, then they're expecting a reply, and they might not be willing to wait until your side of the world wakes up. Of course, determining the target response times should be a part of your strategy, and this can depend on various factors, like how many customer service representatives you have, resources, and budget. You have to be aware of how important response times can be to customers, and also to you as a brand. It's your reputation we're talking about here. Personalization matters as well. Personalization is another key factor to good customer service. Now, you don't have to go to the extent of knowing what your customer had for lunch today to personalize your communication. It's more about talking to them as you would with a friend, referring to them by name, and remembering their previous purchases to recommend new products or services to them. Personalization is like expressing care, just like giving a handmade card to your friend compared to buying one from a store. Don't overpromise. I know that many businesses want to sell the dream experience. However, you don't want to promise a glass slipper when you know you only have plastic ones available. Only promise what you know you can deliver. If you overpromise and then underdeliver, you could end up in a storm of bad comments. But there's also a good side. You can try to exceed expectations, especially on the customer service level. Maybe don't promise a glass slipper, but let them know that if they leave you an email, you'll let them know when the glass slippers are back in stock. Going the extra mile here will be beneficial, trust me. Train your customer service team. Your customer service team represents your brand, so it's not surprising that there's a lot of training involved, and that there are many key skills to look for when hiring your customer service team. We will actually have a video on that topic soon, so make sure to subscribe so you're notified when the video comes out. But for now, let me just mention a few skills that your customer service team should master. Patience is key. When a customer reaches out to your team, the customer might be frustrated, and being able to patiently listen to what the customer is referring to can be the key to resolving the issue. Following what I said, they also need to have the skill of attentiveness. With this comes a whole load of active listening, where your team needs to pick up on what the customer is actually saying without them mentioning it. Your team needs to know how to dig up the key points that the customer is actually going on about. And of course, clear communication. Without clear communication skills, there will be more and more misunderstandings. Okay, so we talked about what you should do in customer service, but what things should you avoid? There's a lot, so let's get on with it. Not listening to what your customers are actually saying. Let's be honest here. There's a difference between listening and active listening. Just listening to customers is sometimes not enough. You or your customer service representatives should be actively responding and reflecting on what the customer is saying. Make the customer feel like they matter. Perhaps instead of saying, "I understand, yes, yes," go with, "I understand your point, and I want to help resolve this issue as fast as possible. Therefore, please take me through what happened." There's a difference, isn't there? underestimating the power of word-of-mouth marketing. Many businesses tend to forget where marketing actually started. Word-of-mouth marketing was one of the biggest factors in the construction of marketing back in the day. Businesses partially relied on a customer recommending their product or service. So it's almost absurd to think that businesses started to underestimate one of the stems of marketing. Word-of-mouth marketing can be organic, however, it can also be achieved through specifically designed marketing campaigns. Let's not forget about the fact that organic word-of-mouth is free, and all you've got to do from your side is make sure you provide good customer service and a good customer experience. Because if your customers have a good experience talking to you, they will tell others. And the last of the deadly sins of customer service is, drumroll please, not investing in your customer service. To provide good customer service and maintain it, you will need to invest in equipment, software, and perhaps even a customer service team. That doesn't have to be much, but you have to be aware that it's impossible to do it well for free. It is an investment, but think of it as a way to gain loyal customers and bring in new customers that eventually will pay the bills. It's essential to have that in mind when you are preparing your customer service strategy. We talked about what to do and what to avoid in customer service, and now we have to talk about the trends. We have two big ones for you to follow. The first one is omnichannel. With the growing expectations of customers, it can be said that omnichannel customer service won't only be a trend in the near future, but might actually be an expectation. Can you recall an interaction with a brand that was so good that even though you used different channels on different occasions, your experience was always seamless? When switching through communication channels, your customers won't even have to introduce themselves and the reason they're calling over and over again. By providing omnichannel customer service, you'll have consistent interactions with customers regardless of the communication channel they use. Whether it's phone, email, live chat, social media, or messaging apps. Omnichannel communication connects them all for improved customer experience. Now, by doing this, you're basically removing the friction that might have caused potential customers not converting to actual clients. Congratulations! The second trend is video for live customer service. Video isn't just for marketing strategies. Currently, many companies are turning to video support for a higher level of personalized customer service. There are many benefits to live video chat support, like bringing the in-store experience to your customers online and providing quality remote support. Video recordings can also be used for learning and development purposes. Businesses can revise the video recordings and see what could be improved, find faster solutions to issues, and improve communication, and also receive feedback on their products or services. You can gain customer trust and answer their questions live. Who doesn't want that? That was a lot of info for one video, but I hope you're now better prepared for what to add or change in your customer service strategy. You're now ready to start nailing your customer service, create your strategy, absorb what you've learned, and comment down below on what other topics you'd like us to cover. See you soon.